So I already made a long video with the case of Nancy Guthrie, who was abducted, and it seems that I was wrong about the fact that they had broken into the house. No, it seems that there are no signs of having been broken into the house, but we saw the blood stains and we saw some other signs, like they took the cameras away. And so this points at somebody who knew where the cameras were, what was the let's say the schedule, the usual schedule of Nancy Guthrie, who is the mother of Savannah Guthrie. That is one of the reasons that Trump made sure to mobilize all these people, and even Kash Patel himself had gone to Arizona, to Tucson, Arizona, to let's see what was going on. So let's watch this clip from Jesse Waters.
Fox News alert: major developments in the mysterious disappearance of Savannah Guthrie's mother. The FBI is deploying task force specialists all across Arizona. A reward of $50,000 has been set for tips that lead to Nancy Guthrie's location.
By the way, that's something that we saw yesterday, that the reward was only $2,500. Now it's $50,000. I don't know if it was the family who raised this reward, or was the FBI?
At this hour, the Guthrie family is waiting for proof of life. And Savannah's brother, Cameron, just released this video. Watch.
This is Cameron Guthrie. I'm speaking for the Guthrie family. Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
Okay, that dude has quite a voice, man. What a voice you have, and you see that he was reading as well. I mean, how long was he? He spoke for how long? I think less than 1 minute. I think that not even 30 seconds. Let's see, let me check this, because I don't know why do they have to read that. 20 seconds. So you read for 20 seconds. You couldn't even memorize for 20 seconds. And you were constantly looking downwards to, I guess, a paper. I guess that they realized that people were kind of asking the obvious question, maybe not criticizing. I was not criticizing them, but I was saying that it's very bad optics that you're talking about your mother and you want to, portray her as human, as unique, and you're reading from a paper. Like you can't talk about your mother on your own without using a piece of paper. I mean, that is not the way to do this. In 20 seconds, you can't speak for 20 seconds without using a piece of paper. That doesn't look right.
And in terms of suspects, the sheriff hasn't ruled anyone out.
And I want to be very clear.
That's a way of saying that they don't have anything concrete at this point.
At this time, we have not identified a suspect or a person of interest in this case. We are working our best to do that. But to be clear, we have nobody of interest or any suspects that you would consider a prime suspect. We're just not there. We're not there yet.
Tonight, there's some new details. On the alleged ransom note, it includes deadlines, and one of the clocks just ran out.
I think we start to look at what the deadlines were in the note. First, I think, was 5 o'clock today, and then it had a second deadline after that. So we are continuing. In a normal kidnapping case, there would be contact by now, trying to discuss that.
But there's the thing that people don't understand, and I don't understand either, although I'm not that familiar with this kind of cases. But the ransom note was sent like 3 days after she was abducted. 3 days after she was abducted. It seems that they are requesting some kind of Bitcoin. But again, it's, let's say it is obvious that you want to know that the ransom note is legit. And if you abducted this this lady, you could imagine that her sons and daughters would want to know that your ransom note, if the abductor sent a ransom note, your ransom note is legit, right? You want to send some kind of proof that she is okay, she is right. Maybe the ransom note included some kind of recording, and that's why Savannah said in that video that we know how things can be generated nowadays. In fact, anybody in this day and age could create, even from the other side of the world, could create a video of Nancy Guthrie's, being hostage somewhere, and a very realistic video with AI. So which other way could you prove that she is alive and well when she could say something? I told you that this yesterday we should have like code words with our loved ones. But again, this is so strange, and I can understand why they don't want to kind of pay this amount of Bitcoin. I don't know how many millions are they requesting for as a ransom. Because, well, you want to know that this is not only she's safe and she's alive, but also that these are the right, abductors, the criminals, the right criminals. Because I can imagine any sort of people who can just send ransom notes pretending to be the ones who took Nancy Guthrie away. It's as easy as you can imagine. You can even fake a telephone call nowadays.
But those are the time frames we are looking at as we move forward. I think a second demand was for next Monday.
The first deadline's passed, and as far as we know, the supposed kidnappers haven't proved Nancy Guthrie's alive. Here's how it all started on Saturday night. Nancy Guthrie took an Uber to her daughter's house nearby. The daughter's named Annie. She lives with her husband, Tommaso. Dinner, games, normal night. At 9:48, a family member dropped her back off at home. But who?
We know she took an Uber to Annie's house, but can you confirm whether it was Annie or her son-in-law, Tommaso, who took her home that night?
I think the timeline that the sheriff provided was a family member, but
Just family.
Yeah.
We're going to go with family.
We're gonna go with family. Okay. Why? Okay. You don't want to say if it was the daughter or the son-in-law. We're going to go with family. All right.
Why won't they tell us which family member dropped her off?
I don't know.
Because yesterday, the sheriff told the New York Times who it was. Quote, Miss Guthrie's son-in-law, Tommaso Cioni, dropped her off and ensured she made it inside safely before leaving.
It's like I see here, some of you are mentioning that she has been like 7 or 8 days without medications. That is, thank you, Chantal Portlands. Yeah, 7 or 8 days without medications. That is concerning, extremely concerning.
Safely before leaving, the sheriff added. Now, if they know who dropped her off, why a day later are they being so vague? At 1:47 a.m., Nancy's doorbell camera disconnects. Authorities say it was physically removed, and it's still missing. Just 25 minutes later, at 2:12 a.m., security software flags a person on a camera. But there's a problem.
At 2:12 a.m., software detects a person on a camera, but there's no video available. They had no subscription, and therefore it would rewrite itself. It just kind of loops, right, and covers up.
Just 16 minutes after a person's detected at her house.
Again, it's like they were okay with their mother living alone in this huge house, and they couldn't even, make sure that all this technology, all these cameras, all this security was working properly. Again, this can happen because maybe there are things going on with each people's lives. I'm not going to judge anything. This can even happen to me. But the thing is that if you have an 84-year-old mother living alone in a house, you want to have all eyes on her all the time. You want to have every single eye on her all the time. And we have every sort of technology nowadays, every sort of camera. And you can see even in your phone, you can see your mother is all right, is at home. and you can have it stored in a cloud, not rewriting itself. So again, that's I think that there's no way to justify this.
The pacemaker app connected to her phone was disconnected. Makes sense because her phone was left behind. Now, Sunday morning, Nancy doesn't show up for church. Unusual for her. By noon Sunday, family members go in to check on her, and she's not there. And the police are called. Investigators say the case is now entering a critical forensic phase. They've also confirmed blood was found at the house, and they know who it belongs to.
I think you all know of the blood on the porch. That was one we did. It came back to Nancy.
They're reviewing surveillance video from nearby homes, cell tower data, and license plate cameras. But no Nancy. She lives in a remote Arizona desert community. Homes spaced far apart, surrounded by desert foliage. As for the ransom note, investigators haven't ruled out a hoax.
This is important.
There was a third ransom note, but it turned out to be fake, linked back to Derek Calleja. He demanded Bitcoin from the Guthries. One local news anchor whose station received a different note, the one that authorities are locked in on, says the details were terrifying.
A lot of it is information that only someone who is holding her for ransom would know. Some very sensitive information and things that people who weren't there when she was taken captive would know.
Investigators say the letter included no proof of life and no way to contact whoever sent it.
There has been no proof of life, and there was no other demands within that letter. So they're still waiting for communication.
Does the ransom note that you're working establish any communication protocols in it?
No, it does not.
Harvey Levin.
Imagine no communication protocols. You have no way to contacting the criminals. How do you do this?
At TMZ just spoke to CNN. He received the same ransom note. Here's what he said.
They began the letter. I don't think I'm giving anything away here. They began the letter by saying that that Nancy is okay but scared. So they say she is okay, and also that she's aware of the letter and the demands.
Time's of the essence, and mistakes may have been made. Authorities initially cleared the scene, Nancy's house. Then yesterday, they went back in.
You had the crime scene process. You said you went back out there. Your partners wanted to see it. But you guys were actively taking out evidence yesterday. Was there something you missed the first time, or did you get a new piece of information that led you to believe you needed to go back out and take more than you had that first day?
We may go out to a crime scene and think we've got it all, go analyze the evidence, and something comes back and says, hey, did you check this? We're not going to just say, oops, and not go. Absolutely. In this instance, it really was the FBI just wanted to go, hey, can we take a look at it?
The sheriff cleared the crime scene before the FBI even arrived and didn't have deputies posted at the house. Apparently, reporters were just strolling right up to the door and taking pictures of blood stains, contaminating the crime scene.
Yeah, a complete contamination of the crime scene. That is absurd. Absurd in so many ways.
We also aren't getting clear answers as to whether there were signs of forced entry. At first, sources told the AP it was forced entry. Now, the sheriff says this.
Oh, here's the other thing. Someone had mentioned there was forced entry.
That's what I thought.
I have no clue where that comes from. We have been very consistent. We are not discussing that at all, whether it's forced entry or not forced entry. That is something we're just not discussing. So I don't know where anybody got that information.
So there was no forced entry. That's what I said yesterday. That I thought it was they have broken through the back door, but it seems that it is not correct. Again, this has been back and forth. We're gonna just go with family. There was no forced entry. The camera, there was these inconsistencies. This is what I guess. So many talking about this case.
So the sheriff won't tell us whether there was forced entry or not. He probably has his reasons. If there was no forced entry, then someone knew how to get inside. Maybe somebody was already there when she was dropped off. We don't even know if Nancy locked her doors. She entered through the garage, and 2 minutes passed before the garage closed. Was someone laying in wait? We don't know. We spotted this last night. It's called a Celebrite device. High-tech equipment used to extract data from phones and computers. Agents brought it over to Savannah's sister's house yesterday. That's where the siblings recorded their emotional video. Was the FBI searching the Guthrie's family phones? Quite possible. Nancy Guthrie is 84 years old. It is incredibly rare to kidnap someone in their 80s. 0.2% of kidnappings are people of that age.
Interesting.
If this was about money, why send ransom notes to TMZ? Why not go directly to the Guthrie family? And why not include a way to contact them? Last night, the Guthries begged for answers.
We are ready to talk. However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her.
At this point, the only thing keeping the family's spirit up is hope.
Yeah, doesn't make sense in so many ways. I just can't understand, because there's too many loose ends, especially how many days have passed, how little has progressed, how this back and forth of the police and FBI. I don't know. We're gonna keep covering this, but at this point, after 48 hours, I want to remain hopeful. It's something that one wants to do. But I would like to know what you think about this in the comments. My name is Jesus Enrique Rosas. I'm the crime coroner. Much love and bliss.